Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan, and I am here to bring you some state tournament baseball. We are here at the lovely ballpark behind the campus of Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. But while we may be on the Cape, this is not a vacation day. This is a day for baseball. And in fact, this is the preliminary round of the MIAA South Division I State Tournament. Today's contestants, the visiting 24th seeded Brookline High Warriors, who you can see warming up right now in the red and blue jerseys with white jersey numbers. The hosts for today, as you can see from their dugout, the 9th seeded Barnstable High School Redhawks, wearing red jerseys as well, but with white hats to contrast with Brookline's dark blue hats. Brookline finished the season with a 3-13 overall record, but of course, just for proper context, they went 1-12 during the regular season, but then proceeded to go 2-1 during the Bay State Conference tournament. Almost went undefeated for that conference tournament. They lost the third game to Framingham 7-6 in extra innings last Friday. But before that, they defeated Weymouth 5-2 on last Monday, and then followed that up with a 15-8 victory over Needham that Wednesday. So Brookline has won 2 of its last 3 contests, all postseason contests. So you can't count them out just because of the seeding or just because of their overall record. They're getting hot at just the right time. Meanwhile, they'll be taking on 9th seeded Barnstable, which comes into this game with a 7-3 record. You may notice as I move around the ballpark, you'll notice the name Red Raiders, but of course this is the first season for Barnstable High School having changed their mascot to the Redhawks. And like I said, just an absolutely gorgeous turf field we've got out here to play some baseball today. And you couldn't ask for a much nicer day. You know, we had some spells of crummy weather over the weekend, or over the course of this week, rather, I should say. But right here, as we're getting started for the weekend, it's looking like a beautiful day out here in Barnstable. As the two teams get ready to take the field, a reminder, the winner will be taking on the winner of the Norwood versus Marshfield game in the next round. That Norwood-Marshfield game will be played at 7 p.m. tonight. So they've got the night game while we've got the afternoon game here. So once again, number 24 seeded Brookline playing at number 9 seeded Barnstable. The Warriors against the Redhawks. And as we get ready to get this game underway, I'll give you a quick rundown of the starting lineups. We'll start with our hosts, the Barnstable High Redhawks. Leading off for Barnstable, number 18, the center fielder, Shea Semprini. Batting second, the second baseman, number 5, Will Jones. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 20, Braden Burke. In the cleanup spot, the first baseman, number 19, Dylan Hammonds. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 33, Sheamus Walsh. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 14, Michael Meager. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 9, Coley Buckler. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 34, Vinny DiGiacomo. And then batting ninth, the left fielder, number 4, Nick Swalick. Taking the mound for the Redhawks today will be number 24, Ryan Buckler. And now we'll take a look at the visitors, the number 24 seeded Brookline High Warriors. Leading off for the Warriors today, the center fielder, number 2, Owen Roach. Batting second, the shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgi. Batting third, the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Villa. Batting seventh and playing right field today, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 15, Jack Martell. And then batting ninth, the third baseman, number 24, James Djalchand Erickson. Taking the mound for Brookline today will be number 14, Aiden Chin. So those are your lineups for today. For Barnstable, it is Semprini, Jones, Burke, Hammonds, Walsh, Meager, Buckler, DiGiacomo, and Swalick, with a different Buckler taking the mound, while for Brookline it is Roach, Shorgi, Reed, Rothman, Richardson, Villa, Kravitz, Martell, and Djalchand Erickson, with Chin on the mound today. Of course, Aiden Chin, a nice comeback story for the Warriors. You can see number 14 over there. He suffered, from what I heard, a torn labrum in the offseason, somewhere around the fall or the winter. Of course, Chin also a hockey player, so he plays a very physical sport when he's not playing baseball. He had to have arm surgery, and so he was starting the season off in a sling and had to just sort of sit and watch as his team got out to a tough 0-9 start to the season. But he's watched as his team has bounced back, and he's followed suit with a bounce back of his own. He started on the mound in his first appearance of the year last Friday against Framingham, and though he didn't get the win that day, just the fact that he's taken the field is a win in and of itself, I believe. And he's following that up with another pitching outing today, which, again, regardless of results, should be great to see. Yes. Yep. Oh, sorry about that brief interruption there. They were asking me for a copy of Barnstable's lineup. I was happy to oblige. Although now I'm left without a list of Barnstable's backups, so if they bring in a relief pitcher or a pinch hitter, I might be in a little trouble here. But it doesn't matter. The teams need that stuff more than I do, and I'm happy to help where I can. Once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan, bringing you live coverage of this preliminary round matchup from the MIAA South Division I State Baseball Tournament between the 24th seeded Brookline High Warriors and the 9th seeded Barnstable High Redhawks. Friendly reminder, if you like my broadcasts, you want to stay up to date on them, be sure to hit that subscribe button to follow the channel. And of course, you can also follow me on social media. I have links to both my Facebook and Instagram accounts in the description of this video. And if you're feeling generous, you feel like donating to the cause, there are links to my PayPal and Venmo accounts as well. And then if you have any special requests, you know, games that are outside my normal coverage schedule, or perhaps a highlight video you want me to put together then you can feel free to make those requests. Just contact me at my email address, which is also in the description of the video, jgms88@gmail.com. I'm in the process of putting together another longer and a little more special highlight reel for this Brookline High baseball team at the request of Coach Brendan O'Connor. So I'm hoping that will come together well for the team's year-end party. I think that should be pretty cool, so be sure to watch out for that. And if you got any special requests, maybe a highlight of a specific player or anything like that, again, feel free to reach out. And so we see the team's huddling up. We see the coaches meeting with the officials at home plate. I think we're almost ready to get this one underway. So as we get this underway, I'll just give some quick statistical facts about Brookline, at least from the first two games of their Bay State Conference playoffs, the 2 wins. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the Framingham game, but through their 2 wins against Weymouth and Needham, Owen Roach, their leadoff hitter, went 1 for 4 with a sacrifice bunt, 3 walks, a hit by pitch, a strikeout, 3 stolen bases, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. Rocco Shorgi went 1 for 5 with 3 walks and a hit by pitch, 3 strikeouts, a stolen base, and 3 runs scored. Jasper Reed went 2 for 4 with a double, 3 walks, a hit by pitch, a sac fly, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. Eli Rothman went 3 for 8 with a hit by pitch, 2 strikeouts, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. Richardson went 3 for 6 with a walk, a sac fly, 2 strikeouts, 4 stolen bases, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. So you got to watch out for Matt Richardson on the base paths. Daniel Villa went 1 for 6 with a sac bunt, a walk, 2 strikeouts, a stolen base, 2 runs, and an RBI. Ryan Kravitz went 0 for 5 with 2 walks, a hit by pitch, 2 strikeouts, a steal, and 2 runs scored. James Dielchand Erickson went 1 for 7 with a stolen base and 2 runs scored. Jake Levin, who is not in the starting lineup today and only got to bat in one of those 2 games that I covered, he went 1 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, a steal, 3 runs scored, and an RBI. And then Jack Martell, who is starting today, he only had 1 game as a hitter. He had 1 game as a fielder only during those two postseason games I covered. He went 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. So it looks like we're just about ready to get things underway here. Taking to the mound for Barnstable is number 24, Ryan Buckler. Buckler pitching to his catcher, number 14, Michael Meager. And going around the infield for Barnstable, at first base, number 19, Dylan Hammonds. Second base, number 5, Will Jones. The shortstop, number 9, Coley Buckler. And at third base, number 33, Sheamus Walsh. In the outfield, going left to right, we have the left fielder, number 4, Nick Swalick. The center fielder, number 18, Shea Semprini. And then their right fielder, number 34, Vinny DiGiacomo. So there was the throw down to second base, and you know what that means. It's about time to get this game underway. Buckler stepping up to the mound while stepping up to the plate for Brookline. Their leadoff hitter, the center fielder, number 2, Owen Roach. Buckler with the first pitch of the game. Comes in high for ball 1 to Roach. So 1-0, the count to Roach. Buckler winds and delivers. Swung on, he slices this one high into foul territory. Does it stay in play? No, it does not. Owen took a cut at that one. And he was lucky that didn't stay in play. That could have been a early out there. Instead, a harmless 1-1 count to the leadoff hitter. Buckler, the pitch. Checks his swing, and it comes in low for ball 2. 2-1, the count to Roach here. Pitch from Buckler. Oh, it hits him in the head! And Roach shakes it off like it's nothing. Oh my goodness. He ducked to try and get out of the way, and he ducked right into the pitch. But Roach, showing the definition of the word warrior there, he just shakes off that blast to the head and takes his free pass to first. Now with a man on first and nobody out, coming to the plate, the shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgi. First pitch, he shows bunt. He lays it down, but lays it down foul. Brookline tends to bring a very small ball style of offense. If you were listening to those playoff stats I was showing, you'll know that through those 2 playoff wins they had last week, just 1 extra base hit from Jasper Reed, and yet they still put up 20 combined runs between those 2 games. The second pitch is swung on and missed, and Shorgi is in the hole 0-2. So Shorgi in the hole early in this at-bat. As Roach leads off from first, the count is 0-2. Buckler delivers, and it hits him too! Back-to-back hit by pitches. And Brookline starts off with a couple of free passes. Roach at second, Shorgi at first, and now up at the plate, the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. Like I said, Reed, the only one through those 2 playoff wins I covered last week who had an extra base hit for the Warriors, and that's the kind of guy you want up in this situation. Pitch from Buckler. Drops in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. They throw down to first, and Shorgi dives back safely. That pitch was a ball, so the count is 1-1 to Reed. Pitch from Buckler. Catches the high corner for strike 2. Reed falling behind here with a 1-2 count. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Pitch. Swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. Fooled Reed with the curve there. Dropped it low off the table and caught him chasing. 1 out in the inning, and now stepping to the plate, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Pitch. Comes in low and away, ball 1. Buckler checks on Roach at second and delivers. Misses outside, ball 2. So Rothman getting first real hitters count we've seen this inning. 2-0 pitch. In there for strike one. Two and one now the count to Rothman. 2 men on, 1 out here in the top of the first. Pitch from Buckler. Swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 2. Seemed like there might have been a bit of hesitation there from Rothman, like he wasn't quite sure if he wanted to swing at that one. 2-2 now the count, as you can hear a bit of a gust coming through. Buckler, the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and he hits a dribbler. It's going to roll foul down the third base side. Count remains 2-2 as Rothman stays alive. Trying to put one in the field of play here to see if he can move these runners along. Buckler checks on Roach at second. Delivers. Low. No, they say it caught the corner. Rothman goes down looking, and after back-to-back strikeouts by Buckler, now up with 2 on and 2 out is the left fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. First pitch from Buckler dips in low for ball 1. Buckler got off to a shaky start this inning, hitting the first 2 batters he faced. But after putting 2 on with nobody out, he's followed it up with back-to-back strikeouts. Now Brookline with their last chance for the inning, as that one comes in low for ball 2. It'll be a 2-0 count to Richardson. The 2-0 pitch from Buckler. Comes in low as well. That's ball 3. So a quick 3-0 count to Richardson. A walk would load the bases for the designated hitter, Daniel Villa. Pitch. Right down Broadway for strike 1. 3-1 now the count to Richardson. Buckler stares in, gets the pitch he likes. Checks on Roach and fires. Swung on, and that's a bouncer. It's fielded cleanly by the shortstop. They throw it to second for the fielder's choice, and that's going to do it. So the top of the first ends with 2 base runners and no score for Brookline. No hits, no errors. They follow up back-to-back hit by pitches with back-to-back strikeouts and a ground into a fielder's choice. One of the interesting things to look at as we go through this game is ground balls might be more routine on a field like this than they would be on grass, because the turf, it doesn't really have any uneven spots really. There's not even those little divots between the grass and the dirt. It's all very level, which can make it a lot more fielder friendly. You know, one of the things I always say is there is no such thing as a routine play at the high school level, and usually those uneven grass fields are a big reason of why. But now we're playing on turf, and so that could be very interesting. But for now, the bottom of the first is nigh, and taking the mound for Brookline is number 14, Aiden Chin. This is just Chin's second game after returning from his arm surgery that caused him to miss almost this entire year of baseball. And he's pitching for what's effectively the second straight game, but only because there was a week-long gap in between the last game of the conference tournament and the first game of this state tournament. Completing the battery with Chin today is Jasper Reed behind the plate. The infielders going around, we have Eli Rothman at first, Jack Martell at second, Rocco Shorgi, the shortstop, and James Djalchand Erickson over at the hot corner. In the outfield from left to right, we have Matt Richardson in left field, Owen Roach in center, and Ryan Kravitz out in right field. That is the Brookline defensive alignment for today, as Chin gets ready to start things off. He'll be facing the Barnstable leadoff hitter and center fielder, number 18, Shea Semprini. So right from the get-go, Aiden Chin facing a lefty hitter. Always interesting to make note of how many lefty hitters a team has. Brookline, of course, no lefty hitters in their starting lineup. First pitch from Chin. In there for strike one. Chin gets the pitch he likes. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled to the backstop, and that'll be a quick 0-2 count to Semprini. Chin with the 0-2. Swung on and connected. This is a grounder fielded by Martell, thrown to Rothman at first, and a 4-3 ground out starts the inning. Like I said, that's where that very even turf field comes in. A grounder like that on grass would be much slower, might bounce in weird directions, and it might make it a bit more of a play at first base. But with this turf field, makes things a lot more routine. Now batting for Barnstable, the second baseman, number 5, Will Jones. And the first pitch from Chin is in there for strike one. Aiden Chin with a 100 strike percentage thus far. All 4 of his pitches to start this game have caught the zone. The 0-1 pitch, and this one is slapped a little bit high. It might go over second base, and it does. That'll be a single to right center for Will Jones. Just blooped that one right into no man's land. And he puts a runner on first with 1 out here for the designated hitter, number 20, Braden Burke. Pitch from Chin. He slices this one, and that one's going to go foul and out of play. Oh and 1, the count now to Burke. Chin delivers, the runner takes off. Reed's going to throw down to second, and it skips past the fielders and a bit into the outfield, but runner had to dive in. So a successful steal of second for Jones, but an 0-2 count to Burke. The 0-2 pitch from Chin comes in high for ball 1. The first ball that Chin has thrown so far today. He opened this game with 7 straight strike pitches. Checks the runner at second. The runner's taking off, and this one is sliced over my head and into foul territory. That's going to be out of play. Barnstable aggressive on the base paths to start this one. They were going for the hit and run that time, but the foul ball ruins the plan. 1-2, still the count to Burke. Chin checks the runner, checks again, winds and delivers, and he hits him. Getting some deja vu to the first half of the inning as a hit by pitch for Burke does not count? Wait, what? I am not sure what they called there. Maybe they said he leaned into it? Either way, another pitch from Chin. He slaps this one into right field. This one might bring in a run. They decide to hold Jones at third, and that'll put runners on the corners. Runners now at the corners with one out for the cleanup hitter and first baseman, number 19, Dylan Hammonds. Brookline in a bit of a hole early here. Chin checks the runner at first, winds and delivers. Catches the low outside corner for strike one. A ground ball could end the inning here. Like I said, plays in the field a lot easier to turn on this turf field. The 0-1 pitch to Hammonds comes in low and away for ball one. Chin attacking that low outside corner early in this at bat. Burke leads off first, Jones off of third. Chin winds and fires. Brings a bit of an off-speed pitch in there for strike two. One and two, the count to Hammonds. Chin the pitch, the runner takes off. It comes in low, Reed throws down to second, and they got him! And Jones didn't take off for the double steal. You can't underestimate the arm behind the plate from Jasper Reed. 2-2, the count to Hammonds. Now 2 outs and a runner on third. The pitch, he swings, hits a grounder, fielded by Shorgi, thrown to first. The 6-3 ground out ends it, and Chin and company are out of the jam. An interesting decision by Barnstable to try and steal second, but not go for the double steal there. Maybe I'm just too used to Brookline's base running tricks, but they just sent one runner. They decided to test Reed, I guess because the throw was off the mark on the first steal attempt. They started thinking this was a guy they could just run on as much as they wanted. But you got to watch out for that arm from Jasper Reed, because he can whip it. Like Aiden Chin, he is also a hockey player as well. As I was saying, like Aiden Chin, Jasper Reed also a hockey player. He was a defenseman for the Brookline High hockey team. And if you're going to bring a slap shot from the back line, you got to be able to whip it with your arm. And that's what he does when he's throwing out base stealers from behind the plate. Just a nice little bit of multi-sport athlete appreciation right there as we get ready for the top of the second, wow. And just a reminder, I can count. It's the top of the second inning. Due up for Brookline will be Daniel Villa, Ryan Kravitz, and Jack Martell. So now stepping to the plate to face off against Ryan Buckler, the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Villa. Both teams bringing a sort of American League style lineup in today's matchup as the first pitch catches the low corner for strike one. Of course, one of the cool things about the high school level is you get to choose whether you're going to play like an American League team or a National League team on any given day, and both teams could come with a different approach. As the 0-1 pitch comes in and skips in for ball one. It's kind of a method I wish they would adopt in MLB, and no, this isn't just because Shohei Ohtani is a thing. Why would you ask that? 1-1, the count to Villa. Pitch from Buckler. He slaps this one foul down the first base side. 1-2, the count. Brookline hitters thus far have only put one ball in play through their first 5 hitters. They've had 2 hit by pitches, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out into a fielder's choice. Pitch comes in low and off the catcher's mask, but no runners on, so no threat there. A harmless ball 2 to Villa. Two and two the count here in the top of the second inning. Pitch from Buckler. Comes in high over his head for ball 3. Full count to Villa. Payoff pitch. Swung on and he hits a high hopper up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, thrown to first, and they got him. Villa got a real ricochet over the pitcher's head on that grounder. But again, even with that faster moving turf that's here, that can actually work against hitters in a way just because of how level everything is. 6-3 ground out for Villa, and now batting as the first pitch hits the outside corner for strike 1. This is the right fielder for Brookline, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. The 0-1 pitch comes in low for ball 1. 1-1, the count to Kravitz. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the second. Buckler with the pitch. They say that one was in. Doesn't matter if he checked or not. 1-2, the count. The 1-2 pitch now from Buckler. He slaps this one. It's a little dribbler going to the shortstop. Picked up again, thrown, and he's got him. Bit of a closer 6-3 ground out that time with the slower speed of Kravitz's ground out, but nicely fielded and thrown by the Barnstable shortstop, Coley Buckler. So the Buckler brothers, Ryan and Coley, taking care of business defensively for Barnstable here, as now stepping up to the plate for Brookline, the second baseman, number 15, Jack Martell. Buckler the pitch. In there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch to Martell, swung on and missed. That'll be strike 2. Buckler trying to put the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Brookline down in order here on the top of the second. The 0-2 pitch catches him swinging. It's dropped by the catcher. Throws down to first, and he's got him. Buckler sends them down in order. So after 2 straight 6-3 groundouts and a dropped third strike put out at first, we now head to the bottom of the second inning. Still no score here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. Brookline 0, Barnstable 0. Aiden Chin returns to the mound for the Warriors after getting out of the jam in the bottom of the first. Due up for the Red Hawks this inning will be Sheamus Walsh, Michael Meager, and Coley Buckler. That is the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Barnstable. Last inning, they managed to get Will Jones all the way to third base. courtesy of a single, a stolen base, and then another single by Braden Burke. But then Burke was caught stealing, and Dylan Hammonds grounded out to end the inning, stranding Jones at third. Now leading off here in the bottom of the second for Barnstable, the third baseman, number 33, Sheamus Walsh. First pitch misses outside. That'll be ball one. So a very different start for Chin. He threw 7 straight strikes to open the bottom of the first. And this one is a strike, and it's grounded over to Shorgi. He fields it cleanly, throws to first, and that'll be out number 1. So another 6-3 ground out. We're seeing a lot of those. So far there have been a total of now 5 grounders to the shortstop between the two teams. As now batting is number 14, the catcher, Michael Meager. First pitch misses high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch to Meager. He slaps this one, but it goes foul down the third base line. One and one the count, with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. The pitch from Chin. Misses high again for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch. Catches the corner for strike 1, or strike 2, I should say. Once again, a friendly reminder, I do know how to count. 2-2, now the count to Meager. Pitch. He slaps this one, it's a grounder. It skips past the third baseman and into left field. Michael Meager with a single through the left gap. And we now got a runner at first base with 1 out. As we got a pinch runner coming in. Pretty common practice for your catcher. You want his leg strength to go into his catching duties. This will be number 6, Alec Joyce. And coming to the plate will be the shortstop, number 9, Coley Buckler. First pitch to Buckler. In there for strike 1. Joyce, the pinch runner, leads off from first. Pitch from Chin is sliced foul. Buckler in the hole, 0-2. Aiden Chin has had his share of base runners on the paths, but he hasn't even attempted a single pickoff so far today. The 0-2 pitch. Catches the outside corner, and he's got him. Buckler goes down looking, and with 2 outs, now up comes the right fielder, number 34, Vinny DiGiacomo. 2 outs. The pinch runner Joyce on first. The pitch. Slaps it, and it's a diving catch by Rothman. Rothman diving to the bag, and he tags it. Rothman getting it done the hard way there to end the inning. We are through 2 here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan. I'm going to take a short mute break between innings, but I will be back. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan. I'm here bringing you this preliminary round matchup of the MIAA South Division I State Baseball Tournament between the visiting 24th seeded Brookline High Warriors and the hosting 9th seeded Barnstable High Redhawks. Leading off for Brookline here in the top of the third of this thus far scoreless game, the third baseman, number 24, James Dialchand Erickson. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters here for Brookline this inning. And the first pitch from Ryan Buckler catches the high corner for a strike. So it'll be Owen Roach and Rocco Shorgi coming up after Dialchand Erickson, who now faces an 0-1 count. Pitch from Buckler. In there again, and a quick 0-2 hole for James Dialchand Erickson. The 0-2 pitch. In there, and he's down on 3 strikes. So a quick out there for Ryan Buckler. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And now cycling back to the top of the order, the center fielder, number 2, Owen Roach. Roach was hit by the pitch his last time up. First pitch, catches the outside corner for strike 1. Can't say I blame Buckler for aiming outside against Roach. Last time up, Roach was trying to duck out of the way of a pitch, and he got beamed in the head. Walked it off easily, though, and this time he slaps one foul off his own leg. So another quick 0-2 count. Buckler attacking the zone rather aggressively to start the top of this third inning. The 0-2 pitch from Buckler. He slaps this one, and it's caught by the second baseman. Will Jones playing back in the infield. And he catches the line out. You know, that's another one of those things that I think comes about because of this turf field. Because the grounders are coming so much faster, infielders are allowed to play much farther back. And as a result, liners like that might be a single on a grass field are just lineouts here on turf. 2 down, rather, and it is the shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgi, who takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. Shorgi was also hit by a pitch his last time up. Now the 1-0 pitch. He smacks this one, and it's over the second baseman this time and into right center field. Rocco Shorgi with the first base hit for Brookline. Now with a runner on first and 2 out, coming to the plate is the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. Reed went down swinging his last time up. He'll be hoping to put a ball in play this time to keep the inning going. Pitch from Buckler comes in low for ball 1. Buckler checks on Shorgi at first and sets, delivers, swung on and caught a piece of it, but right into the catcher's glove regardless. That'll be strike 1. Could tell Reed wanted that one. That can be the risk with Jasper Reed sometimes. Sometimes he's trying to get that ball out of the park. The pitch here, he slaps a high hopper over to third this time. The throw down to first. They got the 5-3 ground out, and that'll end the inning. Through 2.5, we are still scoreless here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. The 24th seeded Brookline Warriors, nothing. The 9th seeded Barnstable Redhawks, nothing. Now in the bottom of the third, Aiden Chin returns to the mound. He'll be facing the 9-1-2 hitters from Barnstable, just as Brookline sent out in the top of the third. It'll be Nick Swalick, Shea Semprini, and Will Jones. Aiden Chin has done well to keep Barnstable off the board, despite some threats in every inning thus far. They got runners on the corners with 1 out in the bottom of the first, but then a nice play by Jasper Reed to catch a runner stealing second, and then a ground out to short ended the inning. In the second inning, Barnstable got 1 man on, but then again, Brookline got out of the inning. No harm done. In part, again, thanks to some great fielding efforts. This time, a diving snag on a hard grounder by the first baseman, Eli Rothman. Now stepping up to the plate, the left fielder, number 4, Nick Swalick. Pitch from Chin. Catches the low outside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. He hits a high dribbler, but foul down the third base side. The 0-2 pitch. He swings and golfs a grounder over to short, fielded by Shorgi, thrown to first, and that's out number 1. The shortstop's keeping busy early in this game. Shorgi has taken at least 1 grounder every inning so far over at that shortstop position. Now up to the plate, the center fielder, number 18, Shea Semprini. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. Semprini, his last time up, grounded out to second to lead off the bottom of the first. The pitch, he tips that one, but it goes to the backstop. 1-1, now the count to Semprini. 1 out and nobody on here on the bottom of the third. We are scoreless. Brookline 0, Barnstable 0. The 1-1 pitch. Golfs this one. It's high into center field, being tracked. And Roach has dropped it. Wait. So they're going to say that Roach dropped that one. Couldn't quite haul it in. I'm not sure quite what happened out there. But an E8. An E8 gives Barnstable the free base runner here. That was a high fly ball, and it certainly is a sunny day out here in Barnstable, Massachusetts. I sort of lost my spot when trying to find the fielders with the camera. Might have been some confusion in the field, not sure. Semprini taking off on pitch 1. Throw down to second by Reed, and they can't get there in time. Throw was a little shallow. Not sure if that pitch was a ball or a strike, but Semprini now leads off of second after the steal. Chin winds and delivers. Catches the high outside corner. 0-2 is now the count, so the first pitch was a strike. Chin checks on Semprini. Winds and delivers the 0-2. That skips in low. Semprini's taking off. The throw down to third. Oh, that was close, but they say safe. So Shea Semprini single-handedly putting himself in scoring position. It is a 1-2 count to Will Jones. 1 out, runner at third. Here in the bottom of the third, the pitch from Chin. Misses outside, that'll be ball 2. Jones trying to fight back from the 0-2 count. He's got a man 90 feet from home. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and dribbles it foul down the third base side over to his own dugout. Two and two the count. Runner on third, 1 out. Can Chin and gang get out of this jam here in the bottom of the third inning? Or will Barnstable strike first on the scoreboard? The pitch slaps this one high, and it's being tracked by Martell. He's got the catch, and the infield pop out keeps the runner in place at third base. And so now coming to the plate, the designated hitter, number 20, Braden Burke. Burke, his last time up, he hit a single to right, and he'd like another single now to bring in the runner. He chops this one high, it's into shallow left, and it's caught by Richardson, and Brookline's out of the jam again. We are through 3 innings here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. No score on the board thus far. The 24th seeded Brookline Warriors 0. The 9th seeded Barnstable Redhawks 0. And Barnstable has now stranded 2 runners at third base through the first 3 innings. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan, and I'll be back with the 4th inning of this game after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan, here to bring you the top of the 4th inning of this MIAA South Division I State Baseball Tournament preliminary round game between Brookline and Barnstable. It's at the top of the 4th inning, and stepping to the plate for Brookline and taking the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1, that is the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Rothman, his last time facing the Barnstable pitcher, Ryan Buckler, he went down looking on strikes back in the top of the first. Swings and misses on that one. Might have got a piece of it, but either way it ended up in the catcher's glove. 1-1 now the count to Rothman. Brookline just 1 base hit so far today, a single to right center by Rocco Shorgi back in the 3rd, as this pitch comes in low and away for ball 2. So the Brookline offense trying to get something going. They have had 3 base runners thus far, but only 1 has gotten into scoring position, and that was a result of back-to-back hit-by pitches. Pitch from Buckler. Slaps this one. It grounds past the pitcher. Fielded by the second baseman. Thrown to first, and they got him in time. Rothman forced the play there, but the play was made by Will Jones, the second baseman for Barnstable. Now with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Coming up, the left fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. Pitch from Buckler is chopped high into left field. It's being tracked by Swalick, and he's underneath it for out number 2. So a pair of quick outs for Buckler, as now coming up, the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Villa. Villa, his last time up, grounded out to the shortstop to lead off the top of the 2nd inning. Pitch from Buckler. He slices this one foul and out of play. The 0-1 pitch curves in there for strike 2. Quick 0-2 count to Villa. 0-2 the count. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. The pitch from Buckler. He slaps this one. That's going to go up the middle for a single. So now a runner at first with 2 outs. And stepping to the plate is the right fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Villa leads off from first. Buckler checks on him. Now he sets. And the pitch, Villa takes off, and this one is slapped out to left field. It's being tracked by Swalick, and he's underneath it for the 3rd out of the inning. That ball might have been in foul territory, hard to say, but not that it particularly matters. Brookline strands 1 man on the base paths after their 2nd hit of the day. And the game remains scoreless through 3.5. Brookline 0, Barnstable 0. And returning to the mound for his 4th inning of work is Aiden Chin. I'll tell you, on any other day, this would already be considered a stellar pitching outing for Aiden Chin. But Brookline having a tougher time on the offense, haven't been able to get much going. Just 4 base runners and only 1 getting to scoring position, and only 2 base hits to their name so far. Conversely, the Red Hawks have sent 2 men to third base through the first 3 innings. They've had 3 hits so far, stranded a runner in every inning, and it always feels like they're just knocking on the doorstep of potentially breaking this game open. Leading off for the Red Hawks here in the bottom of the 4th will be the first baseman, number 19, Dylan Hammonds. Pitch from Chin, swung on and missed. That's strike 1. Hammonds, his last time up, grounded out to the shortstop to end the bottom of the 1st inning and strand Will Jones at 3rd. That pitch misses low and away for ball 1. 1-1, now the count to Hammonds. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, almost hits him, but instead it'll be ball 2. 2-1 the count. Chin steps off the mound for a second. Now the 2-1 pitch. Catches the low corner for strike 2. The 2-2 pitch. Hits a dribbler, but that's foul down the third base side. Another 2-2 pitch now. And that one's in there for strike 3. Fooled him with the curve. Hammonds thought that pitch was coming in high, but then it dropped right into the strike zone for strike 3. 1 down, and now coming to the plate, the third baseman, number 33, Sheamus Walsh. Pitch from Chin. He immediately gulps this one out to left center. And, oh, Roach can't pick it up on the diving attempt. It's backed up by Richardson. And that's going to be a double. A stand-up double for Sheamus Walsh. The first extra base hit of the game from either side. So now with a runner on second and 1 out, coming to the plate is the catcher, number 14, Michael Meager. Meager, of course, had a single his last time up, and he'll be looking for another one here as that pitch misses low and away for ball 1. Brookline has to be careful here. Once again, Barnstable has a runner in scoring position. A hit to the outfield could bring in a run. Pitch comes in high for ball 2. 2-0, the count to Meager. Walsh leads off from second. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th of this scoreless state tournament contest. Pitch comes in low and away. That'll be ball 3. Three and 0 the count. Chin checks the runner. Delivers, and he misses low. A 4-pitch walk to Meager. They bring in the pinch runner. And that'll be same as the pinch runner before, number 6, Alec Joyce. Now coming to the plate, the shortstop, number 9, Coley Buckler. Now with forces at third, second, and first, a lot of potential for a double play that could end the inning as Buckler slices this one foul. Again, that, as we've seen, the ground balls to the infield are a lot more routine on this turf field. So if Buckler grounds into something, it could end the inning. 0-1 the count. Chin with the pitch. Center field is being tracked by Roach. He's got it cleanly. Throws it quickly back into the outfield. All the runners hold. Big out get for Brookline there. So coming up with 2 men on and 2 out is the right fielder, number 34, Vinny DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo, his last time, hit a hard grounder down the first baseline, but was the victim of a nice diving grab by Eli Rothman to end the inning. That was back in the 2nd. First pitch from Chin, and he slices that one foul down the left field side. Walsh on second, Joyce, the pinch runner, on first. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brookline 0, Barnstable 0. The 0-1 from Chin. Slaps this one, and this might drop. No, it's going to be caught by Roach. Just a little too much air under that liner. If it drops in a little sooner, that's a run. But instead, We end the fourth inning still with no score here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. Brookline 0, Barnstable 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan, bringing you live coverage of the preliminary round of the MIAA South Division I State Baseball Tournament. And I'll be back with the fifth inning after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan. We are here in the top of the fifth inning of this first round state tournament baseball game. Leading off for the visiting Brookline Warriors and swinging and missing on the first pitch. That is the second baseman, number 15, Jack Martell. The Barnstable pitcher, Ryan Buckler, out for his fifth inning of work. He and Aiden Chin have been engaged in a pitcher's duel. No score through the first four innings, as the next pitch curves in for strike two to Martell. Martell, his last time up, struck out swinging to end the top of the second, was ultimately thrown out at first after a dropped third strike. He is now behind once again, 0-2. The pitch from Buckler skips away from the catcher for ball one. I mean, if there's a time to have a wild pitch like that, it is when there are no men on. Brookline trying to get some more offense going. They've had 4 total base runners, 2 total base hits, and only one man got as far as second. This one's a grounder, heading towards the gap, picked up by the shortstop. It's going to be a close play, and he's going to make it. An infield single. Jack Martell hustling to start the inning. And there will be a man on first with nobody out for the Brookline third baseman, number 24, James Djalchand Erickson. Djalchand Erickson struck out on 3 pitches to lead off the third. Now he's showing bunt, lays down the bunt, fielded by the pitcher. They throw to second. They get the lead runner on to first, and they complete the double play. Disaster on the attempted bunt by the Warriors. Well executed by the Barnstable fielders, the 1-6-3 double play. And so now it'll be 2 outs and no men on for the Brookline leadoff hitter and center fielder, number 2, Owen Roach. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. Roach so far today, he's been hit by a pitch, and he's lined out to second. The 1-0 pitch from Buckler. In there for strike one. You know, that failed sacrifice bunt attempt by Brookline, once again, I feel like that's just another effect of the turf field. The balls move faster and farther on turf than they do on grass, as this one comes in for a low ball too. And so that allows it to get to the pitcher faster, which means he can actually turn and make the play. 2-1, the count to Roach. The pitch, and he slices this one to the backstop. That'll be strike 2. 2-2, the count to Roach. 2 down and nobody on here in the top of the 5th inning. Game still scoreless. The 24th seeded Brookline Warriors trying to get something going for a potential upset of the 9th seeded Barnstable Redhawks as that pitch comes in high for ball 3. Count is full. Buckler stares in, the payoff pitch. Misses outside, and Roach confidently strides down to first. That's his second free pass of the day. He's had a hit by pitch and a walk. So his batting average right now is 0 with an 0 for 1 clip, but his on-base percentage is .667. As now coming to the plate with a runner on first and 2 out. And taking the first pitch on a throw down to first. Roach dives back easily, as that first pitch was in there for a ball to the shortstop, number 8, Rocco Shorgi. Shorgi so far 1 for 1 today. He's had a single into right center and a hit by pitch. Pitch from Buckler. Comes in outside for ball 2. They're thinking about those throws down to first base. They know Roach is a base runner that they potentially have to watch out for. Count to Shorgi is 2-0. Buckler throws. Roach takes off. Swung and missed by Shorgi, and I guess Roach decided to turn around and come back. I'm not sure what happened there, but either way, it's a 2-1 count to Shorgi. I thought Roach had taken off, but I guess I was wrong. The 2-1 pitch comes in low, and now Roach is taking off, a delayed steal, and he gets there safely. So now Brookline with just their second runner in scoring position, and it's the same as their first. It is Owen Roach. Runner on second, 2 down. Here on the top of the 5th, Brookline trying to make something happen. Count is 3-1 to Shorgi. Pitch from Buckler. He swings and he hits a dribbler over to the shortstop. Fielded by Buckler. Thrown to first. They didn't get him in time. Another infield single for Brookline, and Roach goes down to third. Brookline trying to be the first on the scoreboard. They now have runners on the corners and 2 down, and coming to the plate is the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. First pitch from Buckler comes in low for ball 1. Meeker blocks that one, and that's very important now. A pitch to the backstop is at least getting a runner to second and possibly bringing in the first run of the game. 1-0, the count to Reed. Pitch from Buckler. Holds up on the swing, and that's low and away for ball 2. Reed so far today has struck out swinging in the top of the first and grounded out to third in the top of the third. This is his 3rd time up every time he's had base runners on. And he's looking for a change in results this time. The 2-0 pitch comes in high for ball 3. A 3-0 count to Reed. Owen Roach on third, Rocco Shorgi at first. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning of this scoreless game. The pitch comes in outside, and that's a 4-pitch walk to Jasper Reed. The bases are now loaded here in the top of the 5th inning with 2 down in a scoreless ball game. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound for Barnstable as they talk with Ryan Buckler. Coming to the plate with a chance to bring in the game's first run will be the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Rothman, his last time up, he grounded out to second to lead off the top of the 4th. And before that, He struck out looking in the top of the first. Like Reed, when he struck out in the first inning, he stranded Roach and Shorgi at first and second. And now he's got the bases loaded with 2 down. The first pitch skips away from the catcher. The runners are taking off. Roach is coming in. That's the first run of the game. Disaster now for Barnstable. Owen Roach scores the first run. Rocco Shorgi to third. Jasper Reed to second. And Brookline now leads 1-0. Next pitch is swung on and missed. That'll be strike 1. One and 1 the count to Rothman. The pitch comes in high for ball 2. Brookline 1, Barnstable 0. Now here in the top of the 5th. 2 down, runners at second and third. 2-1 pitch to Rothman. In there for strike 2. Two and two now the count with 2 down and 2 men on for Rothman. Pitch. He slices this one foul over the backstop and towards the parking lot. So Rothman stays alive. A hit to the outfield brings in 1, possibly 2, but an out ends the inning. Pitch. He slices it to the backstop again. Rothman battling here. Another 2-2 pitch from Buckler. Here it comes. Comes in high, and the count is now full. Of course, a walk or a hit by pitch sends Rothman to first and reloads the bases for Matt Richardson, who is on deck right now. But of course, Rothman would prefer a hit as a timeout is called, and we've got another meeting at the mound. A hit to the outfield brings in at least 1, possibly 2, as Shorgi is at third and Reed is at second. Brookline has claimed the 1-0 lead over Barnstable, courtesy of a wild pitch that allowed Roach to score from third. After the timeout, the payoff pitch. He slices this one high. It might be trackable by the catcher. Meager's chasing it. He's got it! A nice catch by Michael Meager up against the fence, or the netting, I should say. And so that ends the top of the 5th inning. The most exciting offensive inning for Brookline so far. And surprisingly, it is the 24th seed Brookline Warriors taking the lead over the 9th seed Barnstable Redhawks. 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, and Aiden Chin returns to the mound. The game seemed to start off well with an infield single to the shortstop by Jack Martell, and then it seemed to turn to disaster as an attempted sac bunt by James Dialchand Erickson turned into a 1-6-3 double play. But then the top hitters for Brookline started getting things going. Owen Roach drew a walk and then stole second before an infield single by Rocco Shorgi, again to the shortstop, allowed Roach to advance to third. Jasper Reed drew a 4-pitch walk that loaded the bases, and then with Eli Rothman at the plate, a wild pitch allowed Roach to come in from third for the very first run of this ball game. Rothman would end up popping out to the catcher in foul territory, and that ended the inning. So Aiden Chin now working with a 1-0 lead, and he'll be facing the 9-1-2 hitters from Barnstable, starting with the left fielder, number 4, Nick Swalick. First pitch to Swalick, he hits one, fielded at third by Delchin Derrickson. It's a long throw and not in time. Barnstable leads off with an infield single. Not much Delchin Derrickson could have done about that. A bouncer as far down the third base line as you could get without it being foul. And so Swalick leads off of first with nobody out. And Shea Semprini is showing bunt. Runner takes off, they pull back, throw down to second. And no, it's dropped. Swalick successfully steals second. Shorgi seemed like he had the tag, but he couldn't hold on to the ball. So now a runner on second with nobody out for Semprini, and he golfs this one high into foul territory. It's being tracked by Delchin Derrickson, and he's got the catch for out number 1. Now coming to the plate, second baseman, number 5, Will Jones. 1 out, and the potential tying run at second base in the form of Nick Swalick. Chin checks the runner at second, delivers the pitch. It comes in high for ball 1. Jones, his last time up, popped out to the second baseman, which would lead to Semprini being stranded at third. Pitch. Smacks this one deep out to left. It's being tracked by Richardson. Back, and he's got the grab, but the runner tags and is going to advance to third. So a long fly out gets the second out of the inning, but once again, we have a runner at third base. Now coming to the plate, the designated hitter, number 20, Braden Burke. Burke, his last time up, he flew out to left, stranding Semprini at third base. He's got another runner at third base this time with 2 outs. First pitch in there for strike 1. That was back in the bottom of the third inning. We are now in the bottom of the 5th in a very different situation. Brookline, a 1-0 lead. The pitch just misses high, didn't curve down in time. And that'll make the count 1-1. Chin with the 1-1 pitch. Hits the corner for strike 2. 1-2, the count to Burke. Nick Swalick stands at third, representing the potential tying run. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-2 pitch. It's slapped over to the shortstop, fielded by Shorgi, thrown to first, and Brookline's out of the inning again. Aiden Chin may only have 1 strikeout thus far, but he's got 5 shutout innings to his name. We are through 5 here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. The score through 5 innings, Brookline 1, Barnstable 0. I'll be back with the 6th inning of play after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan bringing you the top of the 6th inning of this MIAA South Division I State Tournament baseball game between Brookline and Barnstable. The first pitch to Brookline left fielder Matt Richardson is high for ball 1. 6th inning of work now for Barnstable starter Ryan Buckler, as his next pitch misses outside for ball 2. Brookline, the 24th seed in this state tournament, currently leading the 9th seeded Barnstable Redhawks. The score is 1-0. The 2-0 pitch catches the high corner for strike 1. Buckler, the 2-1 pitch, comes in low for ball 3. 3-1 the count now to Richardson. His last time up, he flew out to left in the top of the 4th inning. Now the 3-1 pitch comes in high, and he gets a free pass down to first. Now coming up, the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Villa. Richardson leading off from first. First pitch to Villa. He shows bunt, lays down a bunt, and it's juggled by the pitcher. Oh my gosh, he's going to reach. So now 2 men on with nobody out. And Brookline now sending up their 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Here with 2 runners on. First, the right fielder, number 3, Ryan Kravitz. Buckler the pitch. And Kravitz almost went for a swinging bunt there, but he slices it foul. Hard to tell exactly what the plan was there. But it wouldn't be surprising if Brookline tried to go for another sac bunt to advance the runners. Owen 1 the count to Kravitz. Buckler the pitch. Kravitz goes for the bunt again. It's going to stay in foul territory. Picked up by the catcher, thrown to first. And the sac bunt goes pretty textbook this time. Richardson to third, Villa to second, and now up the second baseman, number 15, Jack Martell. Martell warming up, and James Djelchand Erickson, who was warming up in the bullpen, is now on deck, so he has to race back down here. First pitch to Martell is outside for ball 1. Brookline already has a 1-0 lead, and they're hoping to put more pressure on the home team here. Richardson leads off from third, Villa from second. The pitch comes in low, and that'll be ball 2 to Martell. Martell, his last time up, he actually led off the top of the 5th inning with an infield single to the shortstop, but would then be thrown out at second base as part of a 1-6-3 double play. The pitch swung on and missed, and that'll make the count 2-1. A ball to the outfield could bring in at least 1, even a fly ball. The pitch slices this one foul over the backstop, and that'll be strike 2. From 2-0 to 2-2 to Jack Martell. Trying to do something here with runners on second and third and 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch. He slices this one just over my head. He stays alive, and fortunately, he doesn't hit anybody. And even more fortunately, he didn't hit any of my tech. Gotta have those priorities straight. The 2-2 pitch misses just outside. A good watch from Martell, and the count is now full. Buckler sets. The payoff pitch Swung on, and he skies this one into the outfield. The runners are tagging up. It's being tracked, caught by the center fielder, and the runners decide to hold. Even though the throw kind of skips off of the catcher's chest, Richardson decides to hold at third. So 2 outs now. Runners still at second and third, and we've got a pinch hitter. Looks like this is going to be number 21, Jake Levin. And I can understand the decision here. Dialchand Eriksson, a reliable pitcher and fielder, but not the most consistent hitter. They bring in Levin as a pinch hitter here to try and get things going here. 2 outs, runners on second and third. The first pitch to Levin, in there for strike one. Brookline leads Barnstable 1-0 here in the top of the 6th inning, and they're trying to break that score open. Jake Levin, the pinch hitter, facing an 0-1 count. The pitch misses outside, ball one. Matt Richardson stands at third. Daniel Villa at second. Pitch catches the outside corner for strike two. No swings from Levin as of yet, and it's a 1-2 count. Buckler sets the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled down the first base side and out of play. Levin stays alive with the 1-2 count. The 1-2 pitch, foul to the backstop. Levin still battling. Two outs, runners at second and third. 1-2 the count to the pinch hitter, Jake Levin. Barnstable's Ryan Buckler stares in and fires. He hits a dribbler over to first, fielded by Hammonds. An easy 3 unassisted, and that will end the inning. We're through 5.5 here at Barnstable High School in the preliminary round of the MIAA South Division I State Baseball Tournament. The score, Brookline 1, Barnstable 0. Aiden Chin returning to the mound for his 6th inning of work. He's thrown 5 shutout innings for Brookline. And a reminder, this is a guy who missed all but this game and the last game. He hadn't played a single inning up until last Friday after undergoing arm surgery for a torn labrum in the off-season. I don't remember whether it was his throwing arm or his other arm. I think it might have been his left arm, but don't quote me on that, because I do not remember if I ever heard which arm it was. But either way, he's having himself a day so far. 5 shutout innings against the 9th-seeded ball club in their division. He hasn't been doing it in the most flashy of ways. By my count, I think he's only got 1 strikeout so far today. But he's making it work. And he'll be facing the 4, 5, 6 hitters here, starting with number 19, Dylan Hammonds, who fouls off the first pitch for a strike one. Owen 1 the count to Hammonds. This pitch misses low and away for ball one. The 1-1 pitch. Golfs this one out to left. It's being tracked by Richardson, and he's got it. Some nice contact by Hammonds, but right at a fielder, and you can hear the frustration from the Barnstable cleanup hitter as he can't get things started here in the bottom of the 6th. Now batting the third baseman, number 33, Sheamus Walsh. Walsh, his last time up, hit a big double to left center field. That's the only extra base hit so far from either team today. And he takes the first pitch for strike 1. The 0-1 from Chin comes in high for ball 1. Pitch comes in for strike 2. 1-2, the count to Walsh. No one on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch inside for ball 2. Chin so far this at bat, he's been going strike ball, strike ball. Let's see what he does here. The 2-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. Reed knew it even before the ump signaled. Just his second strikeout of the day, but a critical second out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now coming to the plate, the catcher, number 14, Michael Meager. Pitch. In there for strike 1. Owen 1 the count. It's number 14 against number 14. The pitch just misses outside, ball 1. Meager, his last time up, drew a 4-pitch walk in the bottom of the 4th inning. He, along with Walsh, would both be stranded. That one misses just outside for ball 2. Two and 1, the count to Meager. 2 outs. The pitch from Chin. Skips in the dirt, and that's ball 3. You don't see a lot of pitches get past Reed, but if one is going to, better that it get past him when there are no men on. Said the same thing with Meager, who has also, for the most part, been a pretty effective backstop for Barnstable. 3-1, skips in the dirt again, and that'll be a free pass for Meager, his second consecutive walk. Now batting as the pinch runner comes in for Meager. That'll be Alec Joyce. They've had him pinch run every time Meager has reached base. And now coming up is the shortstop, number 9, Coley Buckler. Buckler, his last time up, flew out to center and wasn't able to advance any of the runners. Pitch. It's a high chopper to third, scooped up by Dialch and Erickson, thrown to first, and that ends the inning. Like I said, turf is a little more infielder friendly, but that was not an easy grab for James Dialch and Erickson. The freshman showing a nice glove there to put an end to the 6th inning. The 24th seeded Brookline Warriors 1. The 9th seeded Barnstable Redhawks 0. We are through 6 here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. 1 inning left in regulation. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan, and I'll be back with the 7th and possibly final inning of this outing after a mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan, and we've got a new pitcher here in the top of the 7th inning. This is number 3, Casey Proto. He comes in to relieve number 24, Ryan Buckler. Buckler right now on the hook for the loss, having given up 1 run through 6 innings of work. It's always tough with a nicely pitched and nicely fielded day like today that one of these 2 starting pitchers has to lose. But ultimately, someone has to. There are no ties in baseball. Leading off for Brookline here in the top of the 7th inning will be the center fielder, number 2, Owen Roach. First pitch from Proto. Comes in high for ball 1. Roach, his last time up, managed to battle his way to a walk and then came around to score what is thus far the game's only run on a wild pitch. Pitch from Proto skips in for ball 2. Now the pitch from Proto. This one comes in for strike 1. 2-1 is now the count to Roach. Proto with the 2-1. Curves in for strike 2. The catcher throws down to third. He thought it was strike 3, but in fact that's just strike 2. Owen Roach getting a kick out of the premature throw to third, but he's got to battle his way back if he's going to get the last laugh here. That one comes in high for ball 3. Count is now full to Roach. Could he get another free pass down to first? He's had 2 already. Pitch. Dips in low and away. That's going to be ball 4. And that is why Owen Roach is the leadoff man for Brookline. You know, he's got a decent bat. He's able to get a good base hit every once in a while, but he's got a good eye for the ball. Now, with a man on first and nobody out, it is Rocco Shorgi, the shortstop, number 8, taking the first pitch for strike 1. Shorgi, his last time up, got an infield single to the shortstop. He's got 2 hits already today. The 0-1 pitch comes in high and inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Roach leading off from first. He stole second his last time on the base paths, so they know they got to watch him, and he's taking off now. Swung on and missed by Shorgi and juggled and dropped by the catcher, and Roach gets down to second safely. One and 2, the count to Shorgi, and he's now got a man in scoring position. Owen Roach hoping to score the team's 2nd run of the day and get some much-needed insurance. This one comes in high and inside. Almost hits Shorgi, but not quite. 2-2 the count. Shorgi 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and a hit by pitch. Here comes the pitch, and this one hits him. The last one almost hit him. And this one does hit him. His 2nd time being hit by a pitch today. And I should be surprised, but in a way I'm not. Rocco Shorgi seems to almost specialize in that hit by pitch sometimes. So it'll be runners at first and second for the catcher, number 20, Jasper Reed. He drew a walk his last time up. This pitch comes in high for ball 1. Reed is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out to third. He's had at least 1 base runner in every at-bat, and this is his 3rd plate appearance with 2 men on. The pitch comes in for strike 1. 1-1 now the count to Reed. Now the pitch. Curves in for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Reed. Brookline, if I'm not miscounting, only has 4 base hits today. So it's not like they've been explosive on offense, but they do have one thing that Barnstable doesn't right now, and that's a run. Catches the inside corner. Reed thought he had a ball there, but instead he's got a strikeout looking. 1 out now here in the top of the 7th. Stepping to the plate is the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. First pitch to Rothman. Stays in the zone for strike 1. Rothman, his last time up, popped out foul to the catcher to end that 5th inning that got Brookline on the board. That pitch was high over his head for ball 1. During his at-bat, of course, was the wild pitch that allowed Roach to score what is thus far the game's only run. The 1-1 pitch, sliced foul to the backstop. Count is now 1-2. Rothman has struck out, grounded out, and popped out. He is 0 for 3 today. Trying to make something happen here with his 4th plate appearance. Pitch from Proto, skips away from the catcher, and that wild pitch is going to allow Roach and Shorgi to advance into scoring position. Two and two, the count to Rothman. 2 down, 2 men on. 1-0 Brookline leads Barnstable here in the top of the 7th. Owen Roach leads off from 3rd. Rocco Shorgi off from 2nd. Proto with the pitch. Skips away from the catcher again, and he lost track of it, but Roach decided to hold. Roach taking the cautious approach there. Not the first time we've seen Brookline be surprisingly cautious on the base paths, as they didn't send Matt Richardson home on what could have been a sacrifice fly an inning ago. Pitch comes in low, and that's a free pass for Rothman. Now coming up to the plate, the left fielder, number 18, Matt Richardson. His last time up, he drew a walk, advanced all the way to 3rd on a pair of bunts, but was stranded there as we've now got a meeting at the mound with Proto. Proto, the 2nd pitcher for Barnstable today, after starter Ryan Buckler went 6 innings and gave up 1 run. That 1 run coming on a wild pitch in the bottom of the 5th that allowed Owen Roach to score. And now that same Owen Roach is standing at 3rd base with Rocco Shorgi at 2nd and Eli Rothman at 1st, while Matt Richardson takes to the plate, hoping to do some damage. First pitch from Proto. Skips away from the catcher. Is this going to be another run? Roach coming across the plate again. Shorgi to 3rd, Rothman to 2nd, and Brookline advances to a 2-0 lead on the scoreboard. Another wild pitch run. Now a 1-0 count to Richardson, and we got a timeout called by the official. And they decided to go for a free pass to get the force. So Richardson gets the free trot down to 1st so that they can have a force play at every base. Even though, amazingly, while Brookline has scored a run this inning, they haven't put the ball in play yet. First pitch to Daniel Villa, skips in for ball 1. It's blocked this time by Meager. And the designated hitter, number 13, Daniel Villa, steps back in with the 1-0 count. Pitch comes in high and outside for ball 1. 1 out, and the bases loaded. And it looks like we're going to have another relief pitcher coming in. As the Barnstable coach coming out. Indeed, someone is coming in from the bullpen. We will have our third Barnstable pitcher of the day. So a rough outing for Casey Proto. A walk, a hit by pitch, a strikeout looking, a walk, and then a wild pitch scored the second run of the day. Taking to the mound now is going to be number 23, Ben Tarbox. So Proto on the hook for the 1 run that's been scored this inning, and he will be responsible for the 3 base runners currently on the pads right now. That is Rocco Shorgi at third, Eli Rothman at second, and Matt Richardson at first. Brookline leads Barnstable 2-0 here in the top of the 7th. Looking for a big upset win as the 24th seed going up against the 9 seed. And Tarbox warming up on the hill, hoping to right the ship and give his team a better chance to come back in the bottom of the 7th. Daniel Villa will be facing a 2-0 count once the warm-ups are done. His last time up, he laid down what should have been a sacrifice bunt, but he reached first safely on an error by the starting pitcher, Ryan Buckler. There will be no bunts in this situation unless Brookline goes for a desperate squeeze play. First pitch from Tarbox. Swung on and it hits a high chopper. Skips past the second baseman. A run is going to come in and everybody's going to reach safely. Another man is coming around. Rothman's coming in. 2 runs. The throw down to third and he's safe. And Villa advances to second. What a crazy play. 2-run score. Brookline leads 4-0. Matt Richardson now at third, Daniel Villa at second. Ryan Kravitz, the right fielder, at the plate. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. The pitch, he slaps this one down the left field line, that's fair! Richardson comes in, and Villa slips and has to run back to third, but Kravitz advances to second on the throw. 5-0. Brookline has broken things open. And we got this one slapped foul. That is Jack Martell. Now the 0-1 pitch comes in high for ball 1. What a wild sequence. Brookline now just breaking the game open. 5-0. They now lead Barnstable. The 1-1 pitch to Martell. He golfs this one. It's into shallow right center. It's caught by the center fielder. And the throw goes over the catcher, and now a runner's coming in. Villa scores. Kravitz down to third. And now with 2 down and a 6-0 lead for Brookline. It'll be the third baseman, number 24, James Djalchand Erickson. First pitch from Tarbox, inside for ball 1. Now the 1-0. He slaps a high hopper over to the second baseman, fielded by Jones, thrown to first, and the 4-3 ground out ends the inning, but not before Brookline does the most significant amount of damage that's been done all day. I was trying my best to keep up with the action, but now I'm just going to give you the summary. Leading off, Owen Roach drew a walk, his 3rd time reaching base so far today and his 2nd consecutive walk. He stole second, but that wouldn't matter as Rocco Shorgi was hit by a pitch for the 2nd time today. Jasper Reed came up and struck out looking for the first out of the inning. But then Eli Rothman drew a walk. Of course, that was after Roach and Shorgi advanced on a wild pitch, so that loaded the bases. And then Matt Richardson came up, and a wild pitch by Casey Proto allowed Roach to score, making it 2-0. After that, they decided to intentionally send Richardson to first to get the force everywhere. But then after Proto threw 2 consecutive balls to Daniel Villa, the coach called it and brought in Ben Tarbox. After that, Daniel Villa grounded into an error by the second baseman, Will Jones, which allowed Shorgi to score. Rothman hustled around third and scored. Richardson slid in safely at third base, and Villa advanced to second on the throw, making the score 4-0 Brookline. Ryan Kravitz came up and singled down the third base line to score Richardson. That made it 5-0, and I can't even finish summing it up because we've got the first batter at the bottom of the 7th. It's a bunt. Throw to first by Chin is wild. Vinny DiGiacomo reaches safely on the E1. Now coming up is number 4, the left fielder, Nick Swalick. 6-0 Brookline leads here in the bottom of the 7th. DiGiacomo leads off of first. The pitch to Swalick comes in low. A throw down to first by Reed. It skips away from Rothman, but it wouldn't have been in time anyway. So as I said, the single down the third base line by Kravitz scored Richardson. And then Villa came in to score after a flyout by Jack Martell to center field and a throwing error by the center fielder. Pitch, this one's golfed out to right field. It's being tracked by Kravitz. Kravitz is under it for the first out of the inning. We cycle back to the top of the order for number 18, the center fielder, Shea Semprini. Brookline 2 outs away from the upset win. They lead Barnstable 6-0. Vinny DiGiacomo leads off from first, and he takes off on this first pitch. The throw down to second from Reed. They do not get him in time. The first pitch goes for a strike. 0-1, the count to Semprini. Runner now in scoring position. The pitch swung on and missed, and that'll be strike 2 to Semprini. The 0-2 pitch to Semprini. He smacks this one deep to left. Richardson tracking it, and he's got it. And that's out number 2. Now coming to the plate, the last hope for the Barnstable Redhawks. The second baseman, number 5, Will Jones. Aiden Chin, the comeback story of this season for Brookline. Even if he gave up 12 runs, he would still be a huge comeback story just for coming back from arm surgery. But he is 1 out away from a complete game shutout here in the state tournament. First pitch to Jones. Curves in the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Chin nods at the pitch, delivers. Giacomo takes off for third. Reed throws down to third. They do not get him in time. The pitch was a strike, however. Gutsy call to have DiGiacomo steal with 2 outs. 0-2 the count to Jones. Brookline 1 strike away from victory. 6-0 the score. The pitch from Chin. He smacks this one. Caught by Delchin Erickson. Brookline wins. Aiden Chin, the comeback kid, returning to the Brookline roster after missing almost the entire year due to an arm injury. He delivers with the game of his life, perhaps. 7 shutout innings on the mound. Take a bow, Mr. Chin. 6-0 the Brookline final, and the 24th seeded Warriors deliver the upset victory over the 9th seeded Barnstable Redhawks. Not bad for a trip out to the Cape Cod, if I do say so myself. Absolutely incredible. Your final score, the Brookline Warriors 6, the Barnstable Redhawks 0. No question who the game ball it would go to today, and that is number 14, the pitcher, Aiden Chin. The only pitcher they needed. A complete game shutout. And it's not like they did it in the fanciest of manners. I mean, like I said, I think Chin only had like 2 strikeouts the entire game. But he trusted in his fielders to get the job done, and they didn't let him down. I mean, I think I counted 1 error, maybe 2 errors, but really, realistically, 1 error the entire game from the Brookline fielders, and that made such a huge difference. And meanwhile, Chin was patient, and he, didn't make any mistakes, and he got the job done. The results speak for themselves. So that will do it here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan, and I'm going to give you a quick game wrap-up before I send us off. But just a quick reminder before I do that, if you like my broadcasts, you want to stay up to date on them, hit that subscribe button on the channel. You can also follow me on social media. Links to my Facebook and Instagram accounts are in the video description. If you feel like donating to the cause, links to my PayPal and Venmo are in the description as well. And if you want to make any special requests for, highlight packages or a special game to be covered, reach out to me via email, jgms88@gmail.com. That address is also in the description. So with all that self-promotion out of the way, let's promote the men of the hour. In the top of the first inning, Owen Roach and Rocco Shorgi opened up with back-to-back hit-by pitches, but then back-to-back strikeouts and a ground out into a fielder's choice ended the inning with no score. In the bottom of the first, Shea Semprini led off with a ground out to second, but then Will Jones got the first hit of the day, a single to right center. He stole second and then advanced to third on a single to right by Braden Burke. But then Burke was caught stealing, and Dylan Hammonds grounded out to short. So big play by Jasper Reed turned that one around. First inning, no score. In the top of the second, back-to-back groundouts to the shortstop and a strikeout swinging ended the inning 1-2-3. A nice outing there for the starting pitcher, Ryan Buckler. In the bottom of the second, it was a groundout to shortstop to start, but then Michael Meager hit a single through the left gap, but he would be stranded there, or rather his pinch runner, Alec Joyce, would be, after a strikeout looking and a groundout to first unassisted, thanks in no small part to a nice diving grab by Eli Rothman. In the top of the third, it was more no score. A strikeout looking, a line out to second, a single to right center. The first hit of the day for Brookline came from Rocco Shorgi. And then a ground out to third by Jasper Reed ended the top of the third. Bottom of the third, a ground out to short, and then Semprini reached on an error in center field, stole both second and third. But then Will Jones popped out to second, and Braden Burke flew out to left to strand him at third base. In the top of the 4th inning, ground out to second, a fly out to left, a single up the middle by Daniel Villa, but he was stranded there after another fly out to left. In the bottom of the 4th, a strikeout looking led things off, and then a big double by Sheamus Walsh got a runner to second, the one and only extra base hit of that day. And then a walk by Michael Meager put runners on first and second, but then back-to-back flyouts to center field ended that inning again with no score. In the top of the 5th, Jack Martell led things off with an infield single to the shortstop, and it seemed like Brookline was really going to get things going. But then a failed bunt attempt by James Yelch and Erickson led to a 1-6-3 double play. But then Brookline got things going with 2 outs in the top of the 5th, a walk by Owen Roach, an infield single by Rocco Shorgi, and a walk by Jasper Reed loaded the bases for Eli Rothman with 2 outs. And then a wild pitch by Buckler brought in Roach for the game's first run and what would turn out to be the winning run at the end of the day. Rothman fouled out to the catcher along the netting to end the inning. In the bottom of the 5th, Nick Swalick led off with an infield single to third base and then stole second before I pop out to third in foul territory. A fly out to left and a ground out to short stranded Swalick at third. In the top of the 6th, Matt Richardson led off with a walk. Daniel Villa reached on an E1 on an attempted sac bunt. Then Ryan Kravitz sent both runners to scoring position on second and third with a successful sac bunt. But then Jack Martell flew out to center, and then a ground out to first unassisted by pinch hitter Jake Levin ended the top of the 6th. In the bottom of the 6th, a fly out to left, a strikeout looking, a walk, and a ground out to third took care of business there as Aiden Chin continued to roll on the mound. And then in the top of the 7th, Brookline absolutely exploded on the Barnstable relief pitchers. Owen Roach led off with a walk. Rocco Shorgi followed up with a hit-by pitch. Jasper Reed struck out looking for the first out, but then Eli Rothman walked to load the bases. A wild pitch allowed Roach to score for a second time, giving Brookline a 2-0 lead. And then after the wild pitch, Matt Richardson was sent down to first on an intentional walk. Daniel Villa followed that up, and with another new pitcher on the mound after 2 consecutive balls thrown by relief pitcher Casey Proto, they brought in Ben Tarbox, and Villa took his first pitch, slapped a grounder to second. It was muffed by the second baseman. Shorgi came in to score. Rothman raced around third, and he scored. Matt Richardson raced all the way down to third and slid in safely, while Daniel Villa advanced on the throw to second, giving Brookline a 4-0 lead. Then Ryan Kravitz came up and slapped a single down the third base line, and Matt Richardson came in to score. Villa advanced to third, and Ryan Kravitz advanced to second on the throw, making it 5-0. Jack Martell flew out to center field, but then when the center fielder threw the ball towards home to prevent Villa from scoring, the throw went over the catcher's head, allowing Villa to score. And then Kravitz ran down to third. Brookline had the 6-0 lead by that point, and then a ground out to second ended that inning. In the 7th, Vinny DiGiacomo reached first base on an attempted bunt and a throwing error by Chin himself, but then Chin took care of business. A fly out to right, a fly out to left, and a line out to third to end the game. So the Brookline Warriors, the 24th seed of South Division I, with a huge upset. They come down to Cape Cod and they defeat the Barnstable Redhawks 6-0. The 24th seed defeats the 9th seed. That's going to do it here at Barnstable High School in Barnstable, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheahan. Thank you all for listening and have a great rest of your weekend.